I believe in this gypsy culture, gypsy beliefs, that the women stay home. They clean, they take care of the house.
I know it sounds weird, like to sound like, look, I look like a man, but I'm like a girl version. I know it sounds weird, like to sound like, look, I look like a man, but I'm like a girl version.
It's just kind of protecting the skin so we can put all the weight of all the petticoats and skirts on top.
They're supposed to be late. Yes. I don't know what the reason is.
Number 3, a Halloween party to remember. Once upon a time in Georgia, USA, there was a young girl named Priscilla who lived with her parents in a caravan. Priscilla was not like any other teenage girl. She was preparing herself to become the perfect wife. Priscilla left school when she was only 12 years old, and at the age of 14, she attended a Halloween party organized by her parents, Pat, Bobby, and Luann, with the hope of finding a husband.
The camper behind me, it's my home. That's my gypsy home, and I love my gypsy home.
It's pretty. And that's the way I raised Priscilla to be. My son is autistic, so he's double the challenge of a normal child compared to hers, because she can handle miles and
I got it.
potentially looking for maybe her future husband.
Priscilla had to choose the perfect dress for this night. She went for a dress that weighed a whopping 4 kilos, and it took her hours to get ready. When Priscilla made her grand entrance, she stole the show. All the boys were jumping at her right away and wanting to dance with her. And it was hard for Priscilla to choose as she had many suitors. However, Priscilla's father, Pat Baby, wanted the best for his daughter, and he hoped that the best boys would pick her and make her their wife forever.
Don't start at 25 when you're a gypsy.
And for gypsies, courtships often move at warp speed.
We meet each other young.
Every gypsy girl, that's what, you can't have this.
Because it's time for Priscilla to shine, and this moment's for her.
Pat Baby was over the moon when Priscilla selected a boy named Jimmy to be her Prince Charming. According to TLC, Jimmy is now Priscilla's future husband. Now, you may be wondering, what is so special about Priscilla finding a husband at such a young age? Well, in the gypsy culture, the women stay at home and take care of their husbands. This is what Priscilla's mother, Luann, raised her to do. And this is what Priscilla wanted. She longed for a life as a housewife, and she was happy to play this role. Although this might sound like a traditional and conservative lifestyle to many, Priscilla was happy with her life. She enjoyed cleaning, and she felt empty when she wasn't cleaning. Priscilla's mother, Luann, explained that this was the job of a romantical gypsy woman.
I'm meet and greet. Oh my God.
Priscilla was breathtaking. She absolutely took my breath.
The dress was really beautiful. It was really pretty.
A little princess.
And there seems to be a lot of volunteers.
No boys have really jumped out there and
Priscilla loves her outfit. I've been telling the boys, you can look at everything, but don't look at her heart. Okay, yes, ma'am. But then I spot them eyeballing her when she walks by.
This lifestyle is not common for most American teenagers, and it is sure to raise eyebrows among fans of the TV show My Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding. However, Priscilla's parents were proud of their daughter and their culture. They believed that the younger their daughter was when she got engaged, the better it was for her. In conclusion, Priscilla was an extremely young bride who found her husband at the age of 14. Her parents were proud of her, and she was happy to become a housewife. Although this lifestyle might seem unusual to many, it is a part of the gypsy culture that has been passed down through generations.
Winner, the king up in this mother lover right here!
I found my man. He didn't do one disrespectful, and he smells good, and he looks good.
Yeah, I thought she was beautiful.
My daughter definitely is a gypsy queen.
Her parents are delighted the night's been a smashing success.
Number 2, 16 and married. Are you ready for a story that's both exciting and a little bit crazy? Well, hold on to your hats because this one is a doozy. Let's talk about Lely, a young traveler bride who tied the knot at the age of 16. Now, before we dive into the details of her wedding, let's talk about how young she was. 16, can you believe it? That's like barely old enough to drive a car, let alone get married. But Lely was determined to make her big day special, and boy, did she ever. First of all, let's talk about how she met her husband, Martin. They actually met at a screening of Shrek 4 at the local cinema. Can you imagine?
I don't really talk to like English people the way, like I wouldn't turn English or anything like that. Like I'd never lose my accent. It's different to a house over everything being on top of each other. Now you're in the living room, look to your left, you're in the bedroom. It would have been like a lot better if Daddy was there to give me away. I'm dead 7 years, so it goes down to the grave every St. Patrick's Day every year.
White ones. And what are they for?
I think I'm getting tonsillitis. I think I'm losing my voice.
They must have both really loved animated ogres. After chatting on the phone and kissing, they started courting, and the rest is history. Now let's fast forward to the week of the wedding. Lolly was running around like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to make sure everything was perfect. She got a glam manicure and blinged out her bridal Converse, but things took a turn for the worse.
I don't know what's wrong with me. These are the first pictures we took together in months. I don't have a clue. Really don't. No.
Turn around and get in that Kelly. A big blue dress. A big sticky out dress.
When she went to pick up her wedding dress and bridesmaid gowns, the dressmaker claimed they hadn't been paid and refused to hand over the dresses. Drama ensued, and the police were even called. In the end, Lolly was able to get her dress and her chief bridesmaid dress, but the other 10 bridesmaids were left without dresses. Talk about a nightmare. But despite the stress, Lolly was determined to make the best of her big day. She even pushed through tonsillitis and losing her voice to make sure everything went smoothly. And you know what? It did. Lolly was happy with the celebrations and everyone looked lovely.
What you'll find with the Irish travellers who come from Ireland, they'll come in, but eventually it ends up more blingy and bigger. What you think, what they want, they will come in and go, I want it the biggest ever, I want the most on it, and they won't. Basically, they can't. You know, they need that girl to get married.
Now, while some people were quick to criticize Lolly's young age and her mother's decision to let her get married so young, others couldn't help but admire her sweet and genuine nature. She was just happy to be surrounded by her family and to marry the man she loved. And as for the future, well, Lolly and Martin were planning to move into his caravan. That's right, they were going to start their new life together on the road. Who knows where their adventures will take them? But one thing's for sure, Lolly will always remember her big day, even if it didn't go completely to plan.
Lily and Martin, I ask you, are you ready, freely and without reservation? Are you ready to love and honour each other as man and wife in the name of the Father?
I'm not from Ireland. I'm from England. My mummy and daddy's from Ireland, but I'm still very, very proud.
You don't have to be born in Ireland to be an Irish traveller. Go away, fat ages.
Number 1. The Glittering Wedding. In the insanely fascinating and strangely addictive world of travelers, there was a young girl named Ina. She was only 16 years old and she had already found her one true love. No surprise there, traveler girls waste no time in landing a man. Ina was convinced that her boyfriend was the perfect match for her and she was ready to start a new life with him. The only problem was that her family had strict rules when it came to dating, so she had to keep their relationship a secret.
There was this one time, and it was coming up to Valentine's Day. He was going to a wedding and I went to a disco. He came out from getting my hair done and he said to me, I was like, oh my God, I feel so even. But yeah, it was good.
Well, and I'm feeling corset.
Ate nothing. Literally ate nothing. Like really bad marks after the wedding because their dresses are so heavy.
Ina met her 17-year-old boyfriend when she was just 15 and they quickly fell in love. They spent many secret moments together, but Ina knew that her family would never approve of their relationship. She was not allowed to have a boyfriend until she turned 16, but that did not stop her from seeing him. However, Ina's uncle soon found out about their secret relationship and, according to traveler culture, they were quickly engaged and their wedding fast-tracked. Despite being young, Ina knew that she had found her soulmate and was ready to start a new chapter in her life.
It's just kind of protecting the skin so we can put all the weight of all the petticoats and skirts on top.
You need to loosen around.
I see. I wasn't allowed a boyfriend until I was 16. And
Michael and I on their wedding day.
What's the most important thing to a girl on a wedding day?
I think they are very, very young. Would you be getting it in the white as well?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all stupid now. And we're gonna cry.
Don't do it.
Yeah. We weren't supposed to leave each other till we were grey. That was the deal.
Life. Ina's wedding was a grand affair, and she was the star of the show. Her dress was made of a glitter fabric that was more commonly used in wallpaper, but she looked stunning nonetheless. Ina made sure to get the perfect tan by visiting the sunbed, but she had no worries about the damage it could do to her skin. The emotions of leaving her family to start a new life began to kick in as the wedding drew nearer, and on the big day itself, the floodgates opened. Ina's cousin and maid of honor, Estella, who was only 18 years old, reminded her that she was still very young. Estella pointed out that Ina spent half her life playing with Barbie dolls and the other half trying to look like one. But Ina knew that she was ready for this new adventure, and she had no doubts that her husband was the one for her.
There was a little princess called Ivy.
And cousins.
Have to sleep in her mummy's bed at night.
Hug her mummy all night.
Hug her mummy the whole night.
You know it's the Enchanted hairstyle, don't you?
It's cameras and it's memories and it's goodbye and hello, really, isn't it? You spend half your life playing with Barbie dolls, trying to look like one, I suppose. Close your eye.
What's your style?
Diamonds, loads and loads of diamonds.
Me, I'd like a good person. I wouldn't have to argue with lots.
Ina's wedding day was bittersweet, as she knew that it marked the end of the life she was used to. She would be moving 200 miles away from her family, and the wedding symbolized the end of her freedom. But she had faith in her future with her new husband, and her mother had no worries about her daughter's future. Ina's wedding was a joyous celebration of love, youth, and adventure. Despite her young age, she knew what she wanted and was determined to follow her heart. Ina was a shining example of how true love knows no age, and her glitter fabric dress was a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected things can make us shine the brightest.
The rope is cutting me.
This rope here?
Yes, that rope.
It's alright, I got you.
Up to the front, up to the front.
There's no way of knowing either. Nobody else here seems to know, and nobody else seems to care particularly either. Be my lawful wedded husband from this day forward, to love and to cherish of my love and fidelity.
That's all for today, folks. See you next time.